Boston Scientific is highly driven by innovation, and many of those innovations are coming from inorganic acquisitions. So clearly, the collaboration with entrepreneurs, it's at the a DNA what we do every day. The way we work with startup companies, it's a very multimodality way. We have our corporate venture group, we have our business unit experts, and we have also geographical leaders in Europe, Israel, and Asia. And most of the time is just through a professional and continuous communication and collaboration that we help startup companies, maybe not just from the early stage, but as soon a product is shaped, a walkway to CE mark is defined, and maybe FDA approval. That's where we start interacting, and most our collaboration are strategic, and so this is where our contribution is really the value that we bring in order to ultimately bring to market an intriguing and successful solution. As I said, it's important to keep in mind that we rarely invest on very early stage solutions, but at the same time I also encourage the entrepreneurs to keep an eye, think long term. Most of the exits in medtech are still related to acquisition from large corporations, which are becoming larger and larger, and so I can see this trend will just continue. So as I said, our corporation, Boston Scientific, is absolutely open to early discussion, early collaboration. I encourage startups, entrepreneurs really to think ahead and try to find really the win-win proposition and come to Boston Scientific, and the right people, and discuss about that. And so we are, continuously, again, because we in all our investments, we have our people, we have direct engagement. So I always encourage to the entrepreneurs to reach Boston Scientific as soon as they can. Medtech is still a very active field, especially in terms of innovation. There are many trends ongoing. I would probably call out some very important, like minimally invasive approaches, things like leadless applications, combined communication between different devices that allows, for example, in our case, to have a minimal invasive approaches into the heart, and media connected care, I would say, and many other things. In that sense, also the digital health is obviously playing a major role, as we heard in the last couple of days, and this is clearly a trend that we see happening. The Healthtech Summit is, I think, a true fantastic event in order to bring all the ecosystem together. Bringing, obviously the emerging companies, the entrepreneurs, but also the corporate people, more the investors as well, and maybe also regulatory and other aspects that are also becoming, more and more important. The other aspect I would say important is it's mainly, European. It's really the most of the discussions are about opportunities in Europe, realizing that obviously the US is the biggest market still for the medtech industry, but in Europe we have the challenge of dealing with different regulations, different markets, but on the other hand we have an increase, an amazing interest on innovation. That's why, so I think I like the idea of bringing the whole ecosystem together in Europe with a specific focus on the European market.